Hi everyone, welcome to Lisa's Stamp Studio. I'm Lisa Curcio. Today we're talking about the right inks, which ink pads to use at which time. We're going to start with the regular classic ink pad. The vast majority of the Stampin' Up! Ink pads are classic ink pads. They are a water-based dye ink. They are acid-free, so they are safe for your memory keeping or scrapbooking, and they dry very, very quickly. The ink pad opens up from the front and has a flip top device, which will allow the ink to always primarily be at the top of the pad. The great thing about these is you're going to get beautiful coverage. You're going to use this ink pad with general stamping, and they come in a huge assortment of colors. You can also watercolor with these. I'm going to open up the ink pad, and with a clear acrylic block, I can transfer ink right to the block. Using an aqua painter that's filled with water or a blender pen, I can go ahead and pick up color from here and add it to my stamped image. The second type of ink pad we're going to talk about is the Whisper White Craft Pad. This is a pigment ink and they are rich in color. The ink was primarily designed to use as a base before heat embossing. Now I've cleaned off that exact same stamp and I'm going to ink up the white and I'm going to stamp it here. It is acid-free, but it dries very, very slowly, which makes it perfect for you to put embossing powder over the top and then heat set it. But if you allow it to air dry, which could take some time, it does provide a real fun chalkboard type finish. This is the old style pad, but the new ones do come uninked and they do come with a refill bottle. You'll fill your pad and then of course you'll have the refill on hand to re-ink it as needed. The craft ink pad does only come in the Whisper White. Memento Ink is next, and this is my preferred black ink pad. It's a water-based dye ink. It is acid-free, making it also very safe for your scrapbooking and your memory keeping. It dries very, very quickly, and it cleans up super easy on your photopolymer stamps. It's also the ink pad that you're going to want to use when you're using the Stampin' Blends, which are the alcohol-based markers, because the water-based ink and the alcohol-based markers will not bleed. Next up is Stazon Ink. Stazon is an archival permanent ink. It is waterproof, but it will stain the rubber as well as the photopolymer. On your red rubber stamps, you're going to want to make sure that you use a Stazon cleaner to help remove the staining that's left behind from this solvent-based ink. If you're going to use the Stazon cleaner on your photopolymer stamps, it's imperative that you rinse off the cleaner with mild soap and water to keep it from interacting with the photopolymer image. This ink is perfect for watercoloring, whether you're using an aqua painter or a blender pen or watercolor pencils, even Brusho, because it will not bleed. It's great for stamping on non-porous surfaces like window sheets, vellum, and cellophane bags. I've even used it on cork, aluminum foil, and tiles. Lastly, we're going to talk about Versamark ink. This is a watermark pigment ink. It is acid-free, again, safe for your scrapbooking. It dries really, really slowly, but it leaves an amazing watermark on colored cardstock, or you can sprinkle this with embossing powder and heat set over it. So there's two ways this pad can be used. The slightly translucent tone-on-tone look makes beautiful backgrounds. There's lots of choices when you're purchasing your ink pads, and they're used for many different reasons. I'm really hoping that today's quick tip has given you some insight on which pad to use when. If you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you're interested in receiving a complimentary copy of the current Stampin' Up! Catalog or the Occasions catalog, just leave me a comment below. I would be happy to send it to you. And I'll also include the current Stampin' Up! Sale brochure. The products in this catalog are free with a $50 product order, and for those of you with a larger wish list, we even have selections with a $100 product order. Thanks so much for joining me, everyone. I look forward to seeing you next time for another quick tip. Have a great day.